So I know this video found you because you are an energetic match for this conversation. I know this video found you because you have ascended and you are at a level of consciousness right now where your level of awareness can expand to hold this consciousness. So open your internal container and let's get started. Goal setting is good, right? I'm not in any way saying that goal setting is bad, but the thing is that goal setting actually blocks your manifestation. Now, for those of you who have been following my series on manifesting from the fifth dimension, you understand that manifesting from the fifth dimension is very different from manifesting from the 4D, which is the realm of the mind, and the realm of creating from mind, thinking about it, shifting their beliefs and all of that. And manifesting from the fifth dimension, it's about manifesting as the spirit and manifesting with and co-creating with higher forces and your higher self. So one thing is that goal setting, each time that you set a goal and you are very clear and specific about what you want, it's true that yes, energetically, God makes that thing available, like that thing becomes in the energetic realm. But what happens most of the time is that when we create a goal and we are very specific about what we want, we create attachment to it. We create attachment to what that thing should look like. We create attachment to how that thing should come, and we create attachment to when that thing to come. And when we create attachment to when that thing should come, it actually creates resistance in the timing and in the timeline in which we will create that thing. This is because when we create a vision and we are very clear on a goal, there is a sense of there's a sense of pressure that you start having as to, I want to manifest $10,000 in the next 20 days or 21 days, whatever that goal is for you. Because you have this in mind, your psyche is so focused on that most of you actually get disconnected from the leading of the spirit and from doing the work that you need to do to actually become an energetic match and then expand your internal capacity to be able to hold that level of growth, that level of expansion, and that level of whatever that you are asking for. So when you are asking for something energetically, what God looks at is this thing available, because everything is already available in the energetic realm. What God's source and spirit is looking at is, are you a match for this? And when you say, I want 21,000 in the next 21 days, and you put a specific timeline to it, what you don't put into consideration is you being an energetic match for that. What you don't put into consideration is you seeing that if in that timeline you're going to be an energetic match for that, and if when in that timeline you don't create a manifestation, you literally create resentment because there was an attachment to time and the attachment to how. And because there's an attachment to time, you actually create in the 3 dimension. Because here's the thing, in the fifth dimension, in higher planes of existence, time doesn't exist. Time doesn't exist. The only thing that exists is energy. Time doesn't exist, and creating a timeline and setting a goal that by the end of this year, by the end of 31st, I should get married, you put a timeline to it. And because you put a timeline to it, you put a sense of pressure. And each time you include time into your manifestation, you have plucked out of the fifth dimension and you're operating in the 3 dimension, because time is a construct of the 3 dimension. So, but when you are like, I desire my dream partner, and you are like, I desire, let's say, a masculine man, and I want to attract this kind of man, and you're open to it, you start playing in the energy of that thing that you desire more than when it should happen and how it should happen. And here's the thing, when we are playing in the energy of how something to happen because we have set a specific goal with a specific timeline to it, we actually construct our ability to receive it, because now the mind is focused on a particular way that thing should come, and the mind is focused on a particular channel through which that thing should come. But the truth is, in an energetic realm, there's no time and there's no specific way in which that thing to come. Everything can be used and chosen as a channel for whatever you desire to come to you. This means that if you are desiring to manifest $10,000, for example, and you say, I want to make $10,000 in my business in the next 30 days, that is a goal. That is a goal because you are defining the channel through which it should come. And when you're defining the channel through which it should come, your mind is going to be focused only on that channel. And probably you're going to block out and not be open to receive in every other way that God is trying to channel that thing that you've asked for to you. So it's like, how can you ask the thing in detachment? So this is where energetic projection comes in. Energetic projection is like, I am projecting in the future. I am looking at what energetically I desire to create, and I am going to play in the frequency of it. I'm simply going to play in the frequency of that thing, and I'm not going to think about how it's going to come and when it should happen. Because when we want things to happen, it's because we are operating in this from a place of scarcity and lack. And when you're operating from a frequency of scarcity and lack, you kind of like are in that instant gratification mood. And that is why you put a timeline to it. And when you do that, you're operating from the place of the ego, because it's like, if this isn't thing happen in 30 days, then I'm good enough. And if it doesn't happen in 30 days, then I wasn't good enough in the first place. But then manifestation doesn't happen like that. So when you set goals, you block yourself. But when you energetically project, which is simply a process of projecting in the future, regardless of the timeline, and playing with the bigger picture. Because here's the thing, when you are manifesting from the 3 dimension, you're so focused about the how and the when. But when you're manifesting in the 5th dimension, you're focused in the why. So instead of you being like, oh, I want 10,000 in the next 3 months in my business, what if you instead play in the frequency of, in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years, I'm going to be making multiple millions in my business. Now imagine, look at the frequency of both. One is going to put you under pressure and dysregulate your nervous system, and because you are in that scattered and chaos energy, you are actually not going to be able to channel what God is also wants to create through you, and you're going to be in this hustle and grind and chasing energy of trying to make things happen, because if it doesn't happen now, then you are doing something wrong and you are not good enough. Versus, I am building a life or a business where in 10 years, I see myself making multi-million doing what I love. Now, see the frequency. One is very grounded. And because one is grounded, it's going to play in more. You are actually going to collapse time. Yeah, you're going to collapse time and actually manifest that $1 million faster. Because here's the thing, the person operating in the 5th dimension and manifesting in the 5th dimension, you don't need to know how the thing is going to happen before it happens. You only know how in hindsight. So you never ask how. You never ask when. You simply ask what and why. And you play in that frequency. So the reason why you want to give it so much time is so that the time is so fast, so that your brain doesn't even look for excuses to tell you why it can't happen. Because another thing with goal setting, and when you put a timeline to your manifestation and you put a how, and you have a specific thing channeled in your mind through which you think is going to happen, is that you actually put your brain in place of like construct, and your brain is going to actually look for limiting beliefs and reasons why it thinks that thing cannot happen now, and it's going to show you. And as a result, you're going to see yourself walking against and working hard and working the 4D, shifting your beliefs all the time, trying to be a match for that thing, when simply you could just exist. You could simply just exist, and because you exist in that energy, and because your energy is simply in the fun and play energy for the bigger picture, you then create an alignment. And because this thing is an energetic projection and not literally a goal, then manifesting it becomes easier. So if you stop setting goals and start energetically projecting and staying and enjoying and remaining in that frequency, what would you think will be possible for you? Because what you think is going to be 10 years, before you realize it's going to be 5 years. Before you realize it's going to be 1 year, or what you think is going to take you a lifetime, which is actually what I love to play by. It's like, I see myself as this spiritual teacher at the end of my life who has done so much work that created abundance doing the work that she loves, and I play in that projection. And when you play in that energetic projection, what happens is that your frequency is not attached to the little things that you're doing now, because I want to make 10K, because if nobody is buying, nobody is commenting now, then I'm going to quit because there's this instant gratification and this need to validate self. It's like I am in alignment. And because you're in alignment, you're vibrating at a high frequency and you're of service to the world and you're of service to all. So when you stop setting goals and you start energetic projecting, and you project and you start creating from this place of, this is simply an energetic projection into the future, you're going to get grounded. And when you detach and forget about the how, that is how the how is going to show up in a way that you don't even understand. That is when the things are going to happen at quantum speed and at quantum leaps. So quantum leaps is simply the process of collapsing time. It's a process where time doesn't exist, where you take shorter time to embody when you need to embody to actually become a match for what you desire. So manifesting in the 5D, there's no time. You don't put time in the thing and you don't put how. You forget about the how and the time and you simply energetically project. So what is a vision you want for yourself at the end of your life? When you are 90 or 100 years old, however you desire to live in this planet, what do you want to look in hindsight and you remember that you did? Because then you are now playing with your why, and every day you can wake up seeing yourself as this wise old gray hair woman or man sitting somewhere giving the world wisdom and people coming and saying, you've changed my life, and that drives you. And then because you're in that energetic frequency now, the manifestation, the money is going to come faster. Like it's going to come fast. So this is shifting your energy, unplugging from the 3D and actually creating from the fifth, manifesting from the fifth dimension. Thank you for watching and remember this. Watch the next video.